on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we got a little bit of a different deck profile for you guys today. There are actually a couple cards missing from this deck, mainly because they just haven't come out yet. There's been a new card revealed for set 10 that revolves for the Cell successor deck. It's obviously not out yet, so I'm having it proxied in this deck, but I really wanted to get this deck profile out because that card's not going to be out for like almost another month now. I really wanted to get that get the deck profile out for you guys sooner rather than later. So let's go ahead and get into what the leader does here. This is the Cell Surge leader. This is a green-yellow leader. His activate main is that once per turn, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose one card among them, add it to your hand. You don't have to reveal to your opponent what you choose. And then you have to shuffle your deck after that and then drop a card from your hand to your drop area. And then his Awakened Surge is one green, one yellow card underneath the card, and then you draw 2, untap 2. So really good Awaken. And then on the back side here, his activate main is once per turn, take a card from underneath it, put it in your drop area, and you either can pop one of your opponent's cards and then make them drop a card, or until the start of your next main phase, if your opponent were to play a battle card, it's played in rest mode instead. That completely ignores deflect, barrier, all that stuff. Whatever they play for that next whole turn, it comes in rest mode, period, no matter what. So really strong leader effect. I love it. It's either really defensive, or you can use the making them drop a card effect to really kind of go in for extra hand destruction. So this deck is super battle card heavy. So actually we're gonna go ahead and go over the extra cards really quick because I'm only running 4 extra cards in this deck. So we're gonna be running 2 Shocking Death Ball, 2 Create Android. That is it. 2 Shocking Death Ball for negates, Create Android for you guys don't know. Activate main, if your leader card is an Android card, draw 2 and then drop 1. So it really helps. Cell's hand size in this deck isn't the best. So this Create Android really does help. It also helps set up your drop area because you do want certain cards in your drop area to be able to play it from there or to do that. So let's go ahead and get started with the 1-drops. First, we're going to be running 3 Quick Sweep Android 17. You could run 4 if you'd like to. I think 3 is just fine. What this card does is that as a permanent, if you have a Cell on the board, increase this card's energy cost by 2, so it becomes a 3-drop when there's a Cell on the board. His activate main is that if his card is in your drop area and you have no cards on the field, you can tap 1 green to play this guy from your drop area just in case you don't have him in your hand. Really good. The next card you're going to be playing, very important. It will be 4 Android 17s, Impending Crisis. This is your this is a negate. He's a 1-drop negate auto. When you play this card, choose 1 4 or less Android card from your deck, put it in your drop area. Really good. You know, you can drop your Cells, drop the 17s, like this guy, drop your Android 18s into the drop area. Really good. Also, he's a negate and a body negate to boot. So really good. Next, check lands, just for any Lazas. You do really want the check lands. You really want to have a consistent charge in case you see it. Really does help make the deck more consistent. 4 G.O.D super combos, again, you know, being able to put something in your drop area, really strong. Plus he's a green-yellow super combo, so it makes a rival with your Broly's and your Krillin 18s a lot easier. Really strong. You can run the Android 18 super combo if you want to do like a 2-2 split. I would, it's not a bad idea. I just personally don't like doing a 2-2 split. I'd rather just have 1 super combo. So if you want to do the 2-2 split, you can. It does work. I just, personal preference, I don't want to. Next, for our first Android 18, the 3-drop Android 18 Imminent Danger. Her ability is that you can activate main for 1 energy. If she's in your drop area, you can choose 1 green or yellow Android card with an energy cost of 1 in your drop area and add it to your hand. So it kind of helps you recycle your negate, recycles your quick sweep. If you want to get him back to your hand, so just in case you can't play him on the board, you can, you know, add him back to your hand. Next, we're going to be playing 3 Android 18 Deadly Defenders. Fantastic card. She pairs well with the next card here, Cell, Android Absorber. What this Cell does is, as long as there's only an Android 17 on the board, you can tap 1 green, play him for free. I'm sure you guys know about him. He did get an errata, so you couldn't, you know, loop him over and over again. But it's now a 1 per turn effect, so you can play him from your drop area to the board for free. Your opponent drops a card, and then his auto is that whenever he would be removed from the battle area at any point, like whether you use him to successor or anything like that, you choose an Android 18 with energy cost of 3 in your drop area and play her with her skills negated. So the main one you really want to play is Deadly Defender right here, because then you can just play her with her skills negated, swing with her, and then she'll be in rest mode. And then on your opponent's next turn, her skills will come back. And because she's in rest mode, now she's going to protect your leader from being attacked for that turn. So really strong. Then we're going to be playing 2 Vegeta the Cruels. You know, because of this as a successor deck, you really want to focus on having as many like 3 drops as you possibly can on the board, because 6 and 3s adds up to 9, and then 9 plus 3 adds up to 12. So it really does help you. Vegeta the Cruel is just a really good counterplay card. Pop anything that's 4 or less, and your opponent has to warp a card as well. So it kind of helps with the theme of hand advantage. Chomper the Trickster. This card's nuts right now. There's a lot of targets for it at the moment. A lot of cards, a lot of big cards are being able to be hit by this card. Very, very good. I think if you can fit Chomper the Trickster into your deck and you can save the yellow for him, I would do it. Next, we're going to be running 3 Android 18 and Krillins. I love this card. This card finally went down in price. It's about $10 a piece at the moment. Fantastic card. Arrival, green-yellow for 1 green. And then auto, when you play this card, you can either make your opponent discard a card and place it into the drop area, or you can choose a keyword skill on one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and negate it for the duration of the turn. So if you want to use it for some defense, like if your opponent's swinging at you with a triple strike or a double strike or whatever, you can arrival in the Android 18 and Krillin and just go ahead and negate the triple strike or whatever, so you can just take 1 damage. Really, really strong ability there. Mainly using them for the hand destruction though, but still really strong nonetheless. 6 drop Successor Cell. You really kind of, like I said, you want to keep the theme of 6, 3s, and 9s. Successor for 2 energy. Whenever you Successor, you pop a battle card on your opponent's side of the field, ignoring barrier, and then your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and places it in the drop area. So also, again, fantastic for hand destruction. It's going to keep, making your opponent lose hands, and it's good for board removal. His second auto is that if you were to be KO'd or removed from the battle area by your opponent, keyword by your opponent, your opponent has to be the one to do it, you get to draw 3 cards. So it has a little bit of inherent protection, because it's going to discourage your opponent from wanting to get rid of this guy, because if they do, you're just going to draw 3 cards, and nobody really wants to do that. They might destroy it, and if they do, you get 3 cards off of it. So either way, it's a win-win for you. The next 6 drop we're going to be playing will be 6 drop Broly. Fantastic card. You guys should know what it does by now, but just in case, rival for blue-green, 2 energy. Auto, when you play this card, choose 1. You can either rest mode something on your opponent's side of the field, whether it be energy or a battle card, and draw 1, or you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards that has a greater than or equal to energy cost of their current energy and KO it. Fantastic card. Again, using another 6. So next, this is the proxy I was talking about here. This will be the new 9 drop cell that's going to be coming out in set 10. He's the 9 drop Xeno cell. His effects are as follows. His first effect, activate main. If his card is in your drop area, you can banish it or send it to your warp area, and then you can draw 1 card, and then you may choose up to 1 card in your life, add it to your hand. So you can potentially draw 2 just by having this guy in your drop area and sending him to the warp. So, excuse me. So you can basically take this guy off of your leader effect. You can top 5, find him off of your leader effect, put him in your drop area, and then immediately draw 2, which is fantastic. And then his secondary effect is, as long as you have at least 4 energy, you can send all cards you currently control on the board to the drop area, play this guy for free, and you can't play another copy of him for the rest of the turn. And again, he's a 9 drop, so just in case, like if you don't have enough for the Successor, let's say you only have 1 battle card on the board, and it's only your 1 Android 17 negate that's on 1 drop, obviously you can't get to your 9 drop cell from that. So what you can do instead, for no energy, you can send all your cards on the board to the drop area, play this guy for free, 9 energy, and then you can go from your Successor on top of that. So really, really good card, definitely mandatory. Unfortunately, he's not out yet, obviously, so I apologize for having to use proxies, but I just want to get this video out for you guys, like I said. Next, one of your main win conditions, 9 drop Cell, Unthinkable Perfection. Amazing card, Successor for 4 energy, triple strike, 30k. Auto, when you play this card using Successor, when your opponent reveals their hand and you choose 3 battle cards in their hand, place them in the drop area. Then you may choose your opponent's leader card and negate its non-keyword skills for the rest of the turn. Fantastic card. This was a really good counter to Surge Coup, because non-keyword skills means like their autos, activate mains, those kind of things. Keyword skills meant like their like the double strike. You couldn't negate like double strike, stuff like that. Obviously, it doesn't really matter because you're playing on your turn anyways. And then again, he's a 30k triple strike. So what you can, a really, really strong combo you can do is, playing this guy, ripping 3 cards out of your opponent's hand after you're looking at it, and then using Cell Leader effect to rip another card out of their hand. And then once you swing with him, you can arrival in Android 18 and Krillin, rip another card out of their hand. Fantastic combo. Next, 9 drop Super 17. One of the main strategies of this deck is you must not swing at your opponent. You really want to avoid it until you see this guy. His effect, Successor for 3 energy. He's a crit, 30k. Successor for 3 energy. Auto, when you play this card, choose cards in your opponent's life and place them in their drop area until they only have 4 life left. You really want to make sure that you're not hitting your opponent at all so they get no cards from their life unless they're trying to self-awaken. So whenever you play this guy, whenever you're ready to play him, they have to just crit 4 life, and now they're down to 4, putting them in a very vulnerable position. His next effect is that auto, whenever you swing with this card, you tap 2 cards, 2 of their energy, and you draw 1. That's every time you swing. Fantastic, and again, he's 30k crit, so they're not getting anything off of that swing as well. Super amazing card. He sets up perfectly for the secret rare Cell Xeno. Now I know for some of you guys, this guy's very expensive. I was fortunate enough to just pull him in a pack. I could not believe it, and this is the whole reason why I decided to build the deck, because I finally pulled him out of the pack. So basically the main combo, you want to, the absolute main combo is to do Super 17 turn 4, and then by turn 5, you want to swing with 17 again to tap 2 of their energy, play Successor Cell on top of Super 17, and then you're gonna have another 3-drop on the board. So Successor Cell is gonna rip 3 cards out of their hand, and then you're gonna go straight into Cell Xeno on top of that and rip another 3 cards out of their hand. For those of you guys don't know, Successor Cell's abilities, he's a Deflect, which is amazing, Quadruple Strike, so he deals 4 damage, and he's Successor for 12 energy. You don't have, or for 12, you don't have to tap any energy for him. He comes out for free as long as you have Successor for 12. If you have 5 or more energy, when you play this card, choose up to 3 cards in your opponent's hand and place them in their drop area, and this card will gain dual attack for the turn. That is absolutely amazing. This guy can deal 8 damage on his own. You're never really gonna need to do that, obviously, because like I said, if you do the play the proper way and you play Android's Super 17 first, credit them down to 4 life, swing with him, you're gonna tap 2 of their energy, and then evolve our Successor over for 9-drop Cell, rip 3 cards out of their hand. You can swing with him if you'd like to, just get the triple strike out if you'd like to. I probably wouldn't, only because if you do that, you're gonna give your opponent cards in their hand. So I would honestly just play the Cell just to rip 3 cards out of their hand, just like to see what they have, rip 3 cards out. Use Cell Leader effect, rip 1 more card out. If you have Android 18 arrivals, play those as well. Android 18 Krillins, I mean, play those as well, rip another card out, and then go straight into Xeno Cell, making them drop 3 cards. By this point, that's about 8 to 10 cards they've lost from their hand. Or if you have Cell's Earth Destroying Kamehameha, which I'm not playing in here, mainly because like, you don't really need it. It's a good addition. I would play it if I had them. I don't even have them in the first place. But basically, you're ripping 8 to 10 cards out of their hand, and now that they're down to 4 life, they've tapped 2 of their, you tapped 2 of their energy. There really isn't much for them to do in that situation. You've already seen their hand as well from the Cell Leader, from the 9-drop Cell, so you know what they have in their hand. And now you can go and secure game with this guy with a dual attack quad strike. So if they don't have a negate at that point, they pretty much lose. They're definitely not out comboing this big beefy boy 40k. They're not out comboing him. So if they don't have a negate in their hand, that's pretty much game. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, please let me know. Let me know in the comments below what you guys would change, what you guys would add. I'm aware of the Android 18 promo card. She's ridiculously expensive. I'm also aware of the new Ribrianne from the draft box, also ridiculously expensive. That's one of the reasons why I added Android 18 and Krillin here instead, as a kind of a substitute. They kind of do a similar thing. I know Ribrianne drops 2 instead of Android 18 and Krillin dropping 1, but you know, it's a little bit of a trade-off because Android 18 and Krillin are only 1 energy, whereas Ribrianne is 2. So pretty decent trade-off. There's definitely a much better version of this deck, but I still think this is fantastic and definitely very competitive. If you guys want to take a spin at this, I would really recommend it, especially if you guys can get your hands on Cell Xeno, the secret rare. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Catch you guys later. Peace.